DEN's operator on duty reviewed the alarm and identified a herd of deer just outside of the perimeter fence, very near to where the incident occurred. They did not initially see the trespasser.
After tripping an alarm, a herd of deer may have delayed the realization that a man was sneaking into Denver International Airport last Friday night. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. Minutes later, that man walked onto a runway, as you know by now, and was killed by a Frontier passenger jet. His death has been ruled a suicide. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates joins us now from DIA.
Kevin, explain how this man evaded detection for several minutes as part of this ongoing investigation.
Yeah, Kim and Phil, he came onto the runway, but they did not initially realize it was a person because of this herd of deer. And this 5-minute period leading up to the actual death of this man is what still is surrounded by a lot of unanswered questions. It was 11:10 Friday night, and a ground detection system on the east side of Denver International Airport sounded an alarm.
DEN's operator on duty reviewed the alarm and identified a herd of deer just outside of the perimeter fence.
Airport CEO Phil Washington acknowledged today that alarm may have been triggered by the man who would die minutes later on runway 17 left. 3 minutes after that initial alert, the man scaled an 8-foot fence topped with barbed wire and wandered toward a runway. But that wasn't obvious at the time.
They did not initially see the trespasser. The camera view was alternating between the wildlife and the individual.
Topography also played a role.
There are some ditches in the area, so the person was out of view for a bit as well.
It wasn't until 11:15, 5 minutes after that first alarm, that the tragedy on the runway came into focus.
Scholar, Frontier, Frontier 4345, we're stopping on the runway. We just hit somebody, we have an engine fire.
Given the short time period, we were not able to intervene and prevent this person from reaching the runway.
Now there's a bigger question facing airport administrators. As they look back, they're now asking what they could change going forward to prevent something like this from happening again. Denver Police Chief Ron Thomas told us today that his investigators have still not determined how this man got to this fence line on the east side of the airport. They've searched that area, they didn't find a car, they didn't find a bicycle, they didn't find anything that would help them understand how he got there on Friday night. The investigation into that is still ongoing. Reporting live from Denver International Airport, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Kevin, so many questions still have to be answered. One big question, why was he there? We now know that obviously, as you reported, he was taking his own life. But what else do we know about this man?
Yeah, Phil, he was 41 years old. He had an extensive arrest record, about 25 arrests going back to the early 2000s, some for things like traffic charges and alcohol violations, but he also had a pretty serious assault that sent him to prison. And we know that twice in the last 6 years, he had criminal cases dismissed because he was not mentally competent to stand trial.
All right, Kevin.
It's a traumatic and sad incident for everyone involved. So thank you, Kevin. Lots of questions answered, many still to be answered. A reminder, if you are struggling, there is always help available. You can call Colorado Crisis Services if you need someone to talk to. The number's on your screen, or you can just dial 988 to reach someone with the National Suicide and Crisis Line.